Hiya, it's Kerry from Mobilates, and we're here for 30 minutes of really nice, gentle exercise. Such a bright day in here today, so I hope you've got a bit of sunshine. I've got something extra for us to try today. I've got a hand towel just rolled up lengthways like a massive sausage roll. So if you want to grab that, we can use that as well. You don't have to have it because you can do these exercises without. I'm going to put mine around my neck at the moment like a loose scarf. But if you want to grab a hand towel whilst I just get everything ready with a bit of a breathing exercise, we're going to be standing or sitting. And remember, you can sit on the edge of your bed because there's going to be a lying down bit, and you might do that from your bed or from the floor. So I'm taking my legs a little bit wider. You might still be getting your towel or rolling it up. You could use a scarf actually instead, and we could sort of adapt a little bit. So once you've got your towel or your scarf, could even be a tea towel as well, clean one, obviously, just loosely around your neck, not a super tight, just hanging there. And it's hanging there like an accessory. Soft in our legs, little wiggle. We're taking one arm out, and then the hand is sort of drawing a center line down the body and going downwards. I'm breathing in as this arm comes up. And as it draws that line with the thumb right down my center, I'm going to breathe out. Breathing in, sending that air to my belly. You can breathe out through your nose. And your arms reach as far as they want to reach. So it might be a small sort of circle or a larger, it's a half circle really, isn't it? And as one draws this shape and goes down and finishes, the other one comes out. You might even do it with your eyes. I'm going for closed, oh my goodness. Or you could narrow your eyes so you can just hardly see. It's just a really calming, gets you in the moment, but breath exercise, a little bit of movement. We'll go for one more each side. Hopefully you've got that towel or scarf if you wanted it. Let me know. I haven't got my comments showing. I'm going to stick them up. Oh, goodness me. Hello, Irene. Nice to have you here. Let me know in the comments if you've grabbed a towel or a scarf. Let me know what you think at the end. We're going to go into pelvic tilt. So I'm giving you my side view. You could have your hand on your hips. I like my hands on my thighs because they tend to push forwards and I don't want them to. So I'm going to put my hands there just to check. Grow tall. Breath in. And as you breathe out, just feeling your belly start to deflate and tighten very slightly. And your hips travel backwards. Then they come forwards. You can see my belly come forwards. As I breathe out, it's just tightening a little. And I'm lengthening at the back. This part of my t-shirt sort of drops down a little bit, this baggy bit. And you can see that's my sort of sticky out bit, and my t-shirt's sort of straighter here. As I pull back, the creases come in. One more. And then hands on your hips. We'll go for some circles. And I'm trying not to move my upper body too much. Now, if you're in the chair, you haven't got as much space underneath you. So your upper body sort of has to move a little bit because the chair is resisting you. I'm just trying to get my circle going. Oh, that direction. That's what it wants to do. There, I've got it. I've seen someone else has come in there. I can't read from here who it is, but I'm going to come over and check. Change direction of circle. Who's that coming in? Hi, Jackie. Nice to have you here. That's it. And then let that go. Give your arms a little shake. Now you've got this towel behind you. If you haven't got the towel behind you, do a little tap like that. But if you have got the towel behind you, just give your head a little turn. Just pay attention to how the towel feels on your neck. So I can feel it just brushing, and I'm going to keep that brushing sensation. I don't want to pull back and make it bigger. I don't want to come forwards and lose the sensation. Now turn your head from one side to the other and just notice that brushing. I can even hear mine as my head turns, like a little shh, shh. Come back to the center. This time we're going to do a head tilt one side and straighten, and a head tilt the other. You could put your fingers on your chin if you feel your head is turning rather than dropping downwards. That's it. Let your arms swing. We can have one forwards and one backwards. Let our legs, it's like we're going for a walk, not going anywhere. Now, if you're seated, the swinging can get a little bit in the way of the chair, so you might need a slightly smaller movement. And the feet, just the heels coming up. You could bring your feet up if you want to. And your body is just turning gently at the waist, and then bring it back to the center. We're going to roll your shoulders now, having just given them that little swing. So small circles. Maybe you're feeling that little bonus circle that your hand is drawing on you. A little mindful moment, just tuning into that. And changing directions and just doing a couple of forwards ones every now and again. That's it. Oh, that felt like a bigger one. And then place your hands somewhere near your shoulders, fingertips. And then use your elbow. Now I like to go one side and then the other for this one. So I'm just giving this a little bit of a check out each way, see how that feels. And a little bit of a check out each way with this one. I've got more movement in this one than this one. This one's been a bit sore. You might find you've got one side different to the other. And then a little bit of a swishy rotation. Let your feet go a little wider. You can let your arms swing outwards, even fall onto your body if you're standing. A bit harder in the chair because they're all crashing into the chair. More of the swishing in the chair, but you could also in the chair do thigh slides. Really like those. And then we're going to place the towel on the floor. I'm going to stay seated actually for this one. So you've got this roll shape. And if you've got a scarf, you may have rolled it up in this lengthways thing as well. You want just like a bit of a lump, ultimately, to put your feet onto. So I'm placing my feet on, and the very sort of center of this arch, and the center of my foot here, is right on it. So I can feel my toes are down here, my heels are down. And if I'm standing, like that, so my toes are down and my heels are down, and it feels quite odd because there is something pressing upwards. If it feels painful or it's too much, you know, it can come off. But if you can stay there and just let it settle, the towel starts to flatten out. You can see as I come off, it's quite flat just here, and either side is like a big sausage again. And then grow a little taller. You could place your hands on your chest if you're seated, your arms out by your sides, and just rock very slightly. You can have something you can hold on to, so like a chair, maybe the wall. You don't need to go very far. I'm not going as far as I normally do because I'm not as certain on my feet. Just see how it feels, and then settle again. Can you give your toes a little lift? And then come off. Give your feet a little stamp. We'll move the towel out of the way for a moment. I'm just going to stamp my feet a little bit more. And then we're going to go into a balance with our newly sort of sensory awakened feet. So for this balance, I want my foot slightly off the floor. So it might just hover, but I'm quite happy with it tapping down. See how this one's tapping down? And you could be doing it so that if I have my support leg next to the chair, so that you're using a support. I just don't want you to lean into it, like to really grow tall or sit tall. And it might look like this, with the foot just tapping down, or the ball of the foot tapping down. Bring that foot a little closer. That would be really good on the chair, so your legs are really snug together. So let's go for this side. Just tapping down. And then arms wherever, oh, it works for you. So I know some people like this position. I quite like my arms quite loosely out to the side. And try and grow as tall as you can. Oh, I just felt like I grew quite a bit taller then. And then come down, have a little walk around or pad the feet on the spot. And we're going to swap to the other leg. Let's get another balance in with these awakened feet. So just taking the weight to one side. And this foot is sort of off the floor and on the floor. Little tap down, you might bring it higher and do that little tap like that if that feels okay. Or keep it really low. Doesn't matter. The balance is there. Whoa, either way, even if there's a wobble, we love a wobble. Shows you challenging yourself. And then take it down. Might want to shake the legs out or walk it out a little bit. Now I'm going to pick up the towel. You don't have to have a towel for this bit. It's a nice bonus. If you haven't got a towel, push your hands forwards in a stop sign. If you have got a towel, push the towel forwards. And as you push it forwards, as far forwards as you can, I want you to pull your shoulders back. See how I'm going back into my t-shirt. And then I'm going to straighten up and have a little wiggle. And I'm going to do a little steer, like I'm just steering a massive steering wheel. And obviously you could just do that without the towel. Just imagine that wheel is there. And then I'm going to push forwards again and pull my spine back for a spine stretch. Very gentle curve at the top of the spine. So I'm not really nodding my head down. If anything, I'm trying to resist it going downwards. Take that down and do that little steer again. And then rest your towel on the floor. We're going to do a slidey side bend down the side. And then a slidey side bend down the other side. And we'll just repeat that. And as you go down the side, think about this bit opening up. It's like you're trying to stretch this bit of t-shirt and make that seem longer. Come up tall. Stretch the other side. Make this really long along here. If there were horizontal stripes, we'd be widening them. And as you do this, keep your feet pressing down equally, a bit like you're on a balance scale. You know, the sort with the pans that you've got to even out. You're totally balanced when you're in the middle. Keep that balance. Don't let one foot lift or lighten. And one more. Brilliant. And then we're going to give our hips a little wiggle again. So we're going to take it round in a circle, just like we did before, both ways. And then we're going to draw a circle with our foot. So drawing a circle just with the ball of the foot. And then the other way in, as close as you can to the other leg. Getting the noise of my foot and my grippy socks on the floor. And then the other foot. A couple of circles outwards. And then some inwards. That's it. And you're done. Give them a little wiggle. Then we're going to go into a roll down. Now it could be a classical roll down, but it could also be a hip hinge sort of roll down. I'll go for a little hip hinge first. So a hip hinge, have my arms nice and floppy. So my hips forward and then back. And when I send them back, I always think about my bum shutting a drawer. So you can see these drawers behind me. Imagine they were nice slidey runners. They're not, they're quite stiff. And my bum was just pushing that one in. So you can see the weight goes back from my legs. They go back a little bit as well. And if we're doing this seated. Now the next one, just hold it forwards. And then imagine you're lengthening this part downwards with a little tuck under. See, it starts to curve a little. And then use your hands to push yourself up to straight. And if you're doing that standing, here I am in that position. Drop this bit down. It's like I'm trying to drop my t-shirt down to the floor. Pull my belly back. And then I'm going to walk my hands up the spine. Up the spine. Up my body. Up my spine. That would be hard. And if you like a more traditional roll down, then that's okay for your back. This is what that would look like. I'd open the arms out, and then the chin just hovers down over the chest. And it's like my head, remember that center line we drew with our hands at the beginning? It's going down that center line. And I could hang here and let the arms have a little dangle, a bit like they're stirring paint. I might go a little lower. I might even bend my knees so I could just touch the floor and just feel the floor different directions. And when I'm ready to come up, breath in, breathing out, restacking my body all the way up to the top. Oh, that was nice. We're going to take it down to the floor. Have the towel with you. You might want a cushion for your head. You might be going on the bed. So pull the duvet back. I'm just changing the camera angle slightly so you can see me better. Move the furniture around. And I like a little cushion under my head. But it's always worth checking when you do lie down what sort of position your eyes are, like where are they looking. You want them when you're resting back to be looking straight at the ceiling. So if it feels like they're looking down that way, your head is too far propped up. And if it feels like you can see the wall behind you really easily, you need something like a folded towel or a little cushion. And then when you get there, we can stretch our legs long to start, arms long, and just have your head nice and comfy. And then it's like we're trying to flap our feet up and down. As I do this, I know my socks are going to come off. And you can see as I do that, my whole body gets a little bit of a move. It just helps lengthen the spine a little bit. And then pause, bring your feet back towards you, any little adjustments, and then let your head roll from one side to the other. Just rolling on the back of your head, round to one side, rolling around to the other, one more time. And then place your hands on your low belly area, take a breath in. Feel the back of your ribs widen, expand on your bed or mat. And as you breathe out, tightness in your belly and feel your bum just starting to peel upwards. It's like if you've got jeans pockets on, you're just lifting your bum up and the pockets are just coming up. And then roll down. Stick those pockets back down. Breathing out, feeling those pockets peeling upwards. I'm thinking like a classic pair of jeans. And then stick them back down again. Same again. And then rest. Any little wiggles. And now take your arms out in a T shape. And bend your arms. And so your hands now are up towards the ceiling. You can make a very gentle fist. It's like a relaxed shape. Or you can leave your fingers long. Doesn't matter. We're going to take one arm back as far as it will go, and then take it forwards. We're keeping this upper arm on the floor. So this bit here is staying on the floor. This arm's not doing anything. I'm trying to keep it still. And then I'm going to pause it. I'm going to do the other one. I'm going to go down, forwards, and back. Now, you might not have the same movement as me. It might be really different. You might not be able to get your arms out across like this. It might be more like this or a little bit higher. The aim is for this T shape, but if you need it to be slightly different. And these fingers or knuckles straight up to the ceiling. It's a bit like a waving lucky cat. And you're seeing how much movement you've got. Now I've got more on this side than the other side, I think. Yeah. Oh yes, quite a lot more. That side's a bit restricted. That's it. You could try both together. Always reminds me of dolls with the joints, like really active dolls that all the bits bend. You can bend them in all sorts of positions. And then take your arms in and give yourself a hug, a little rock. So you're grabbing around the sides, might be lower, you might be right up on your shoulders. I'm sort of just by the backs of my underarms. Just enjoy that. And then come back and settle down. Right, next we're going to lift whatever's out from under our head. Just slide it away. We're going to go into a bridge. So arms by your sides, palms down, or you could go onto the sides of your hands like a chopper, or even the backs of your arms and hands. Whatever feels most comfortable. I'm going to go on the side. Might want your feet a little closer. Breath in. As you breathe out, feel your belly start to tighten, and we're just going to start to peel those pockets up from the pointy downwards bit of the pocket first. And just as you feel your bottom just start to lift, I've got enough room to slide a hand underneath. Right, I've got to that point. Now start to lift the front bit here, your hips up, and feel your back peel away. I'm going for a low one today. That's as high as I'm going to go for this one. Just hold it there. Now I'm barely pressing through my arms, but what I am going to do, see my toes just wiggling and they were peeling up off the floor. I'm going to press my feet down a little bit more. Oh, that feels better. And now I feel my bum kicks in and I lift a little higher. And now pull yourself downwards and roll back down and settle. Have a little wiggle. Going to go again. Had on wiggles, breath in. Breathing out, peeling the pockets away from the mat, just so we get that little hover. And once you've got that hover, now think about the front of your body, lifting your hip bones straight up. You might go a bit higher, press into your feet and keep your knees going forwards, not out, but just forwards. That's it. Holding it there. Might feel that your bum just starts to kick in a bit more. And then melt it down. Nice. Have a little wiggle, little settle. This time, we can take the arms upwards. You can either do a push, like you're pushing and holding the ceiling up, or you could clasp your hands together. I think I'm going to clasp my hands together. So I've just got my palms against each other, shoulders on the floor, but I'm pressing my hands just a little bit together, like I've just sealed them. Breath in. Breathing out, start to peel your bum pockets off the floor, your back pockets, just so you get that hover. Press into your feet and now lift your hips up. Keep your arms there. Hold it. Maybe you go slightly higher, or maybe you're just holding it. And now let it go downwards. Keep your hands upwards. Nice. Let the arms float down. Really, really nice. Let's go for a little sway of the legs. So taking the arms out in a T shape and just letting the legs sway. We're going onto the sides of the feet. The shoulders stay down. The sides of your body can move. If you've got osteoporosis or osteopenia, I don't want you to do any more sway than I'm doing. A gentle sway like this is fine. Something where your legs completely go down to the floor and your back stays over on the mat, probably a bit much. Too strong a twist. So we'll keep it gentle. That's it. And come back to the center. And then we're going to roll onto our fronts. And we're going to take, haven't forgotten the towel, and it's going to go over the backs of our bottoms. Now, you don't need anything under your head for this one. You might have your forehead just on the edge of a cushion. I prefer not to, but if you like that, you can do. The towel, don't worry if it starts to lose its shape, just as long as it's long and under your bottom. And we'll have forehead on the mat or maybe on a cushion. Legs are reaching away and your feet are long. They're not flopping outwards. They're just long like your legs, really reaching away. And now reach down and see if you can grab the towel. So I've got hold of it, a bit like bike handlebars, but they'd be behind me, like I was going to ride a bike backwards. Now, holding that downwards and letting my arms be as long as they can, breath in. And as you breathe out, just lifting your head and chest, looking downwards, and then let everything go down. You can relax. Lengthen away again, lengthen the arms away, that towel right down you can see it's quite far down my thighs. Breath in. Breathing out, bring the head and chest up. You might even bring your arms in on the towel or take them further out so you can straighten your arms. Maybe come a little higher. Legs stay on the floor. And come down. Any wiggles that you need. I'm just waking my feet up. They're getting a bit crampy. We're going to go again. Head and chest. Now I'm going to reach my arms. I'm going to bring them in a little closer and pull that towel a little bit. You might even be able to lift them a little higher. If they're still touching your legs, it's fine. If it's comfortable lifting, that's fine too. Just go for what works for you. And then take it down. Bring your arms up by your head. Take your legs wider and wiggle your bum from side to side. And we're going to grab the towel and bring it just in front of our head. Lift your head up and just place it underneath your forehead. So now your towel is your cushion. I want you to put a hand on top of the towel, just one. The other one can be out at the side on the floor or on your bed. And now my forehead is on top of the cushion. Breath in. And as I come up, my hand is going to stick to my head and I'm going to lift my head and chest. I'm looking down at the mat and then I'm going to take it down. One more on that side. And then take your head down. We're going to swap arms. So reaching your feet away. Just going to lift up, just a little lift. And then take it down. Last one, little lift. Take it down. And then push the towel away. You can turn your head to the side if you want to. Your legs wider. And you can see we're on bum wiggles. Now for the next position we're going to go into, you can either do it on your back, and I'll show you what it looks like on your back. On your back with your legs bent, I like to push your hand across your chest and let as much of your body want to roll over, roll. In fact, legs could be further away. So could go like that, or if you're on your front and you are happy pushing back to your knees and your feet into an all fours, we can do this. Thread the needle and alternate from one side to the other. So you're just posting your arm underneath the other arm. And I like to bend my elbows a little as I do this and dip my body downwards and see how much I can feed underneath. But you can also open up this way and then post underneath. Depends what feels comfortable. Last ones of these. And now take yourself to a seated position. So you might push right back, or you might now let yourself sit down on your side and adjust your legs. If you're lying down, pushing yourself up with your hands on your best side to seated. And let's have our legs in whatever is your comfortable position. Not going to change the legs. We'll do some shoulder shrugs. So bringing your shoulders not up as high as you can, just a little one. And then melt it down. And one more breath in. And then we're going to do a neck roll. So this time I haven't got my towel. I'm going to tap the back of my head and just pull back a little, like my whole back of my head, neck, spine's just leaning slightly against a wall. Oh, that feels nice. Right now, figure 8 with your nose. Now, you might start small and stay small. You might start small and get bigger. Take your time. And if this shape doesn't work for you, you can go for a circle or any other sort of neck roll that feels nice. And just finishing this one off. Coming back to the center. We're going to bring one hand out and down the center and the other hand out and down the center. And then take both arms, palms outwards, scoop up the air. Bring your hands together, bring them into your chest, give yourself a clap. Amazing. I hope you enjoyed the towel. It's just nice to do a bit of novelty, a bit of a prop. Let me know how it worked for you, what you thought, and I hope you have a lovely rest of the week. See you soon. Namaste, Irene.